Pollen surrounds Duskwood, and in the haze, through the reinforced glass, she watches as a Triffid seed shaper waves its fronds. The air around her is filled with the stuff. Pollen. Dusk has been many things. Her own flesh, covered in bark, yet this is not her pollen. It invades, it sickens, it weakens, yet Duskwood is not so easily broken, and so she shall endure. Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back finally to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, No Hope. I am back, and so is Duskin. What a point that I left things on. Now, importantly, something that I have noticed upon starting the game up today is that if we look closely at the glass here, we can see that it's not shattered. This is reinforced glass. So this Triffid pollen seems to be able to pass through somehow. There must be gaps, there must be something that is causing that to happen. So we can't stay in here. I don't know if the pollen has the same effects as the regular poison gas, but we don't want to find out. Our stamina is already 0. We're already feeling sick from inhaling the pollen. So we need to do something. We don't have stamina, but we do still have mana. We could potentially try and launch a fireball with our wand and hit the seed shaper. It would ignite these trees and slowly cook us. So that's not a good idea. We don't want to turn this into an oven. So what we are going to try and do, while air bubble would be good, the chances for failure are still too high here. We need to get out of this space. And the only real way for us to be able to do that is with a lesser quantum tunnel. It is going to be random though. We don't know where we're going to show up. It's only 96 moves for us to cast this. So we are going to attempt it and hope that it works. And it does. And we are where exactly? Okay, we're to the right of where we were. So that is the place that we were in. We are now outside of that. Thankfully. Except I just saw a Triffid Queen. I don't know where, but I would hazard a guess it's maybe over by this upturned dirt. What do we have down here? A corpse of a zombie. We have dust and grime everywhere as well, and I thought I saw particles in the air. I think it's dust. I don't know how much dust we can breathe, and that's also something that is new for me as well. We should be trying to cast air bubble if we can, except the chance for failure is so much higher now. And I think it's because our focus just dropped potentially. Hard to tell. Our stamina is not great right now. And I don't know if there is an area here that doesn't have dust in it. This is like all dust. This could have been dusty as well for all I know, but it was also covered in pollen. So that wasn't going to help either. Okay, so right now we can't really run, we can't really move. So what do? Do we just try and wait? Well, we see a Triffid Queen, so maybe not. Although in saying that Triffid Queen is really damaged. So if we have a method of damaging that Triffid Queen from a long distance, we should look at doing that. Our most reliable range damage is our mental abilities. We may be able to use magic here though, potentially. Well, it's already gone, so I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. We managed to catch our breath. The question is going to be whether or not we can actually keep it though. Because we're still coughing heavily. Okay, so I think we're trying to get it out of us. We're winded, we're short of breath, and that's probably going to be sticking around for a while. The pollen makes it hard to breathe. Okay, so we're away from the pollen now, so I think that's an effect that we're just going to have to try and survive. To the southeast, we're hearing movement. That is going to be that Triffid Queen. Yeah, makes me nervous because here's the thing as well. All the coughing that we're doing, that's noise. The crunching, that's a lot of noise as well, but it will be able to hear us coughing, and I think that's probably why it's moving around, real angry-like down there. That makes me nervous. And we still haven't got our stamina back yet. I don't think we're going to until we actually see that pollen out of our system. Move cost is currently increased by 98%, so we don't want to be moving at all. In actual fact, let's actually just go crouched, because then it's going to be harder for us to be seen. I think I'm okay with that. 91% chance of failure for air bubble right now. Well, there's no easy way for us to do that. And honestly, I think the reason why we're struggling, yes, focus is a factor, but we're in moderate pain now. So we've had this slow creep of pain just building up in our system. Let's just see if we are under the effects of painkillers currently. We have a mild opiate euphoria that we do want to be wary of, but I don't think we actually have any painkillers in our system at the moment. So we're going to go knock back a codeine. That is going to help. We need it right now. So let's go knock that back. And that should start to do some good for us. The pressure on our mind lightens. It's easier to concentrate now. Okay, but we're back in moderate pain again. It's up, it's down, it's all around, and there's a lot of destruction going on down there still. But look at that. We've got our first bit of stamina back. I think we might have actually got the pollen out of our system here. So what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to try and catch our breath and see if we can. Okay, we're on our way. We are on our way. That's great. Let's continue trying to catch it. And just like that, we have our breath back, folks. Oh boy. Okay, so that's terrifying. That really, truly is terrifying. Air bubble is going to be necessary here. It's 264 mana for us to cast, and it lasts for 12 minutes. That's not a long time in Cataclysm, but it's long enough, and I think we just need to try and see if we can keep this thing up. However, we're not going to be able to do that right now with our pain in the current condition we are in. What I was saying in the last is we need somewhere safe to sleep. We're also sleep deprived. We don't really feel the need to sleep in the same way that many people do, but our body still needs to rest and recover. So we're going to try and see if we can give it a chance to do that, but we need to find somewhere that will allow us to do that. And that's easier said than done. We have a very dangerous place that we're in right now. And there's a terrific queen around to boot. But we've got stamina now, so we have that going for us. I think if we can see this. Oh, and what's kind of going on with our legs right now? We have a barkiness that we don't usually have. I'm going to see if we can get a little bit of consistency there. Allow me a moment. And there we go. Sometimes there can be a little bit of a conflict with the various different mods and tile sets that I am using. Okay, so this is dangerous. This is not advised. That's a fungicidal triffid. Okay, fungicidal compound. Antifungus. So I guess that's for fighting off mushroom folk and whatnot. Well, it's currently fleeing. I don't know where it's fleeing to right now, but let's just try and see if we can flex our mind a little here. We're going to try and see if we can force shove it into the wall down here and splat. Dusk's mind is still strong. That's good. And speaking of the mind and it being strong, we're going to go and apply a pain suppression here, because that will help our pain stay lessened. It will put a little bit more mental strain on Dusk at the moment, but I think she can manage it. The dust in here doesn't seem to be bothering us that much, so that's also good. I do want to get our stamina back before we really try and do anything else at all. There's a lot of light in this lab as well, which is troubling. Okay, nothing in here but handfuls of leaves and whatnot, so okay, that's good. Oh, our earplugs just ran out of energy as well. We can assist that. If we go for our electron overflow here, that will generate electricity for those devices. Yet again, it will put a little bit more strain on our brain, but I think we can still manage that for now. We'll see. We will see. Because having that allows us to still be able to actually hear things. I think we will go turn those back on just as soon as they start charging up. So I will check in on them in a moment. We should probably take them out though until they charge. Or what we can do is we just wait for a moment. We'll just say wait for 1 minute. We'll see if they've gained any charge. They still haven't, which is strange. wait for another minute. It might be a very, very slow trickle. And our head is hurting currently. We still have a shortness of breath. So the pollen is still there to a certain extent, just less than before. And still nothing on the earplugs for now. So we'll just take them out for the time being and hope that they charge with that overflow being active. And we're just going to just cautiously make our way through here. Okay, that's a sprout. We will leave that be for the time being. So we can see where we have been. There isn't anywhere that's really safe. Maybe making our way back would be the better call for now, because we really haven't discovered anything close to bedrooms on this level, and we're going to need that. So let's start to cautiously move for now. I'm trying to be very, very wary. We don't want any more pollen at all. I think we took out all of the weird creatures that were in here, so we should be safe enough to go and phase through the wall. We lose our concentration. We will try again. There's only a 5% chance of failure. There we go. And we won't step into that rose bush. Okay. And we feel the hairs on the back of our neck standing on end. So we're going to go and close those doors there, because that's frightening as ever. And we're going to go and phase through this wall next. This is a frightening place, but it is an exciting one as well, because there are things here that Dusk has never seen before. Unknowns. Now, I believe that this area here just kind of led down to nothing. That seems to be the case. We are still getting quite a bit of head pain currently. What I want to do is just have a look at our bandages and just see if we can apply a better bandage to our head. That's already very good. Our torso is just good, so we'll go and improve that. And I think we're going to use a bit of antiseptic as well. And we are coughing heavily. Okay, so there's definitely still some stuff going on there. Pollen that we couldn't see, perhaps. Let's just see. Subject has so far displayed a total lack of empathy towards human suffering. Okay, we don't like that. We don't like that. Something that we do need to remember about Dusk right now as well is that she does still have the dark triad trait all the way down here. A god among mortals. I mean, we can't really blame Dusk for having that perspective to a certain extent because of everything that she has survived so far, and she has been the person to survive over and over again. Oh, yet now, that's not good. We are not catching our breath at all. Interesting. Why is that hitting us so hard now? We didn't pass back through pollen, but there must have been something that we didn't see. The air here is completely clear though, so we should be safe here, but it doesn't seem that way. We had our mental control completely drop, which is why we're going to be dealing with a little bit more pain and everything else right now. I'm just trying to see, down here might actually be better for us, just in the dark. So we are going to go and put this on, and we are going to have to try and crawl, or not. We are struggling to do even that. I don't think that this is a painkiller related situation, because we aren't really under the effect of that much at all. We're just incredibly winded. So let's just give Dusk the best chance she has. We're going to go prone, and we are just going to wait. Okay, after so much coughing, we have our stamina back. Our torso, though, as you can see, is rather damaged. We're in distracting pain now as well. Our painkillers aren't all that either. We don't really have any mild painkillers as well, so I think we will risk taking another codeine for the moment. And I do believe that we should be able to get some of our abilities active once again. Electron overflow, pain suppression, and our lifting field as well. Okay, it's taking a lot to concentrate on those things. So maybe we don't do that right now. Maybe that is actually just going to be too much for us to do. Fine. Just the lifting field for the time being. Moderate pain is not so bad. Okay. Oh boy. So I cannot really remember the state of things up. So we're going to go very cautiously up. We can go up the other side as well. Okay, so having a look at this level here, did we have much in the way of beds? No, we didn't really. It's kind of just as bad. Now that's where we entered from, and we explored up towards the north there a little bit, but mainly explored this area here and found no crew quarters. Now we don't need that much to be able to rest. A chair honestly would be enough to be able to rest on, a nice couch even, and there are some couches up here. Actually, there's a chair right there. Okay, it's very, very basic, but it's safe. So what we're going to do is we are going to go and smash the lights here so that we have a bit of darkness, and we may actually be able to kick back on this chair and sleep. Before we do anything like that though, we are just going to go over everything. Okay, the torso bandage has been going not good. Same thing with our head. Oh, hang on. No, it's just the torso that's dropped off. Okay, all right. So we'll go and reapply that yet again. Everything else is looking relatively okay. We should have a look at eating. These chocolate bars that we've got are old, so we'll go, or I guess it was just the one there. We're going to have both of them just as a bit of a treat for Dusk. We do still have some beech nuts as well. We are actually considered overweight at the moment, so we don't need to go crazy. But junk food is something that Dusk really does enjoy. Okay, we are going to try and sleep here. If it's really noisy, we'll have to get the earplugs back in. The good thing about the earplugs is that they don't actually consume a huge amount of power. It's only when there's really, really loud noise that they do that. And they do actually have one charge at the moment, so theoretically we could keep them in overnight. I think we're going to do that because it's going to help us sleep. I don't think that there is going to be anything making a huge amount of noise, so they shouldn't drain. We're going to take the risk. We are going to try and sleep. We are not going to set an alarm. We hear groaning. Okay, so we will stop trying to fall asleep, and I suppose we'll actually just turn them off because, well, it looks like they're about to run out of power anyway. But that's that. Let's sleep, and we try. We lay down on the chair. Oh, okay. And we got talons back. We got talons back. We'll stop trying to fall asleep for a second here because Dusk's long fingernails have turned back into talons. Large talons at that. Your index fingers have grown into huge talons. After a bit of practice, you find that this does not affect your dexterity, but allows for deadly unarmed attacks. It also prevents wearing gloves. That's fine. Deadly unarmed attacks is what Dusk does very, very well. Okay, a positive change for us. Oh, and we're still struggling to fall asleep, so I think what we're going to try is peaceful rest. There is an 80% chance of failure right now. We have enough chamomile flowers to attempt it, so I think we are going to try it a few times. I don't know if it uses the chamomile flowers every time. We lose concentration. I guess we'll see, and then I'll decide if it's worth it. Okay, so we don't lose it. And each time that we try, we will get a little bit better at casting it. Your mind feels tired. Okay, did we succeed? I think we succeeded on casting that. Yeah, we stretch our back, our mind feels tired. So hopefully that will help us sleep, because we're sleep deprived, but we weren't feeling tired. Okay, peaceful rest. We feel pretty sleepy. Okay, let's try and see if we can get some damn rest. Well, I don't know if this is going to happen. We've been trying to sleep for well over an hour now. And I think the biggest problem is that Dusk isn't actually tired. She doesn't need rest, but somehow she's sleep deprived. It's a tricky situation to find oneself in, and I think that's something that comes from being heavily mutated in Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. I'm going to give it till 8. Hopefully we're healed up by then, and if not, we'll just try and find a way to carry on. Okay, right. Well, we're going to stop falling asleep because it is 8, and faction succession is failed. It was a mission. Let's have a look at failed missions. Okay, I don't see it there, so I don't know what that's about. We're going to go and take the earplugs out, listen to our surroundings, and we desperately need to drink something. So we're going to go and knock back some nice green tea, which is going to have us be slightly caffeinated, I believe. More tea, please. More tea. And it's pretty much just tea that we're going to be having at the moment. We're satisfied. We're still thirsty though. So, you know, we're going to keep on doing it. Okay, and we're finally feeling hydrated. Wonderful. I am going to take some multivitamins just so that we can try and level out our vitamin intake a little bit here, just because we aren't really eating all that much at the moment. Now, our stats are kind of a little all over the place at the moment. Our head isn't fully recovered yet either, so we're just going to check the bandage on our head. It's currently set to none, so we're going to go and rebandage our head there. And we are going to have a look at heading back downstairs. Before we make it downstairs though, we are 100% going to get air bubble cast. There's a 33% chance of failure. We need to get better at this spell. It is imperative that we succeed at casting it. I assume that was a successful cast. It didn't tell us one way or the other, so let's hope so. I mean, usually I feel like, okay, it does show up there. Good. Okay, so we have our talents, but we also still have Dawn. I think Dawn is going to be a little bit more reliable for us. Who knows? Going back to being full unarmed might be better for us. But for now, we are going to be heading back downstairs. I am going to occasionally be just checking on the air bubble to make sure that it is still active, because there are baddies in the area here. Hostile detected, and something is making us feel very, very uneasy in this area here. So the first thing that we need to do is go and phase through here. We may want to get some other abilities active as well. Yeah, we're hearing or feeling. We're hearing and feeling stuff going on at the moment. Let's phase. Okay, we are through. Oh, regenerating abomination. Well, okay. Hello there. Whoa. All right. We're dodging, we're weaving, and we're taking that one down with a critical hit doing 99 damage. Very, very nice. We're going to go and definitely smash that. Zombie scientist has been spotted to the east, quite far to the east, so I'm not really that concerned. So let's just get back to smashing these corpses. We've spotted a slime, and let's just get our breath caught. Okay, we may want to try and protect our ears a little bit here. I think what we'll do, just to start charging them, is have our electron overflow going, like that. Okay, that's all good. We still have our lifting field. That's great. That never dropped because we didn't fall asleep in the end. Can we maybe get voltaic strikes going as well? Let's see if it's possible. Okay, we don't feel too strained currently. That's good. Catch our breath again and check in on the air bubble. Okay, we're about halfway through it at the moment. That's what I mean when I say it goes pretty quickly. Okay, so we've explored a little bit up towards the north. I think what we need to try and do is get to the edges where possible, and that's not always going to be possible. That's just unseen? How can it be unseen? I guess the light's kind of blinding us there a little bit. We have seen some of what's going on down here, and yeah, it looks like flaming eyes are relatively common. So let's just go back around the corner again. We can't hear, so that's where the shooter earplugs would come in handy. So we're going to turn around. We are going to absolutely destroy this thing, stabbing it with our horns. We give it a wicked bite, and then we hit it for 6 damage. So that's why I feel like our claws might actually be better for us, because we're getting critical after critical with our bites here and our horns and everything else like that. I don't know how much damage we're actually doing with the sword currently. We hit it for 6 damage. Crazy idea. We're going to put Dawn away. We're going to change over to Tai Chi, and we're going to strike. We punch it for 32 damage. There we go. Okay. Now that's going to make us feel weird because it's a creature of the Nether, and now we got slimes heading on over towards us. So we're going to palm strike that thing. Okay, we hit it for 4 damage. Let's go back to Dawn for now, because we know that Dawn is very good at taking down some of these enemies here, and we're going to change over to brawling as we strike again and again. Quickly striking, doing 42 damage there. So in some circumstances, we're going to want to use Dawn, in others, less so. That shocker, we're going to want to take down with maybe a force shove, if possible, shoving them into the wall there. We might actually need a mind hammer to be able to do that. So let's see if we have the stamina to do it. Let's see. Mind hammer and slam. 18 damage, not quite enough to kill them. We'll try and do one more of those. I'm just a little wary of electricity near our body right now. I don't want a repeat of our stuff breaking, ideally. And slam. There we go. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So we're just going to stand still for now because I want to make sure that we are minimizing the amount of stamina that we're using because it's a very important resource for us to have. We can hear again a chill aura emanates from the Silent One. It sure does, doesn't it? Yep, and we got more slimes down here as well. Okay, well, we're just waiting. We're just hanging out here for now. The scientist doesn't seem to have anything interesting on their body at the moment, so we're not going to worry about trying to go for that right now. We are just trying to get a little bit of our stamina back. We've got another zombie that's going to start slowly making its way down towards us. Taking out that zombie first before trying to face the slimes is going to be smarter for us to do. We very quickly take that one out. Good. Good. Alright, let's start slamming these slimes. The voltaic strikes are doing some good work. Carving our way through them. Doesn't take too much stamina to do that. Alright, another scientist bites the dust. Good. Butcher's knife on this one here. We'll stand to the side and let this zombie decide that it actually wants to try and go for something else. I still don't know where the Silent One is, but it is certainly unsettling. We have a grey post-it note here that we're going to have a quick little look at. Can we get any information from that? Dismember within 15 minutes is what is written on it. We have a strange white crystal here. Now, we know with the strange crystals themselves, we can try to use them. I'm kind of tempted to see if we can do that. I'm going to put Dawn away for a moment, and I'm going to see if we can activate the strange white crystal. So we have our original black one there. Let's see if we can track this down. White, activate item. Why not? You need to wield it before activating it. Okay, so let us go and wield the crystal. In our hands it goes. Okay. You gaze into the strange light and the light grows brighter. In the light, you can see yourself standing there holding a glowing crystal, and then there's a flare of light and you close your eyes against its intensity. Your head pounds. When you manage to open your eyes again, the crystal is dark. Okay, we were stunned. Let's have a look through here. Your head rings and your mind reels. You lose control of your powers. Your hands no longer spark with electricity, so all of our powers dropped there. The crystal, I think, is it still in our hands? No, I don't think it is. I don't think we've got anything. Yeah, we've just got our fists. Okay, so we didn't get anything from that, I think. Can't be 100% sure, but I don't think we got anything from that. So I think there's a chance that when we channel those crystals that there can be an effect. That time, nothing. From what we can tell. So let's get that lifting field active again. Our attunement hasn't gone crazy, so that's good. Okay, the rucksack is back in the lifting field currently. Let's get Dawn back into our hands, and let's just go for the electron overflow for the time being. Voltaic strikes can wait. I think the south is the place to be. This is where the weird things are. And you know what? Maybe we get our air bubble active before we go any further. Or we don't. It's too difficult to cast. Yet again. So I do believe that we can also use a different ability in the form of Aura of Protection, which is also too difficult for us to cast, and it only lasts for 8 minutes and 19 seconds. Okay, so, not great. All is well. It's fine. Let's try and see if we can make it into here, because this is where the eye came from, I'm relatively sure. Yeah. Potassium. Cool. What else do we have here? Huntsman outgrowth. Yep. Lots of broken pieces of machinery. And what was it that we were seeing in this space here? Brambles. Right. Okay. well, let's just continue down this way for the moment. I'm sure there's a really good reason why we turned around. Right now, I'm not sure what that reason was. We can see lots of slimes. Ah, there you are, Silent One. Was this perhaps the reason that I turned around and I've forgotten over the break here? A patch of grey cloud that sometimes collapses into the distinct form of a robed and cowled figure. The depths of the cowl are empty and no hands or legs extend out of the robe. It floats above the ground, the cowl never looking to the left or right, but you have the uncanny sense that it is watching you. We're going to approach the Silent One. As it approaches us, it misses us. It strikes at us. Dusk strikes. She delivers a wicked bite, but does no damage. Okay, we strike again. We actually did some damage, but we feel a wave of fatigue overcome us. Okay, let's use our head here. Megakinesis. Telekinesis on a grand scale. This power allows you to move truly enormous amounts of weight, hurling a human-sized target at lethal speeds. There's a 5% chance of failure. We attempt to channel Megakinesis, shoving the Silent One into the wall there, stunning it, hopefully damaging it. Yeah, we damaged it. Wow, that uses a lot of stamina though. But Megakinesis, oh boy, it's not bad. So let's go into our storm shaping. A lightning blast would be good if we could pull that off right now, but we need our hands free to be able to cast it. So, do we have time to put Dawn back away? Not really. It's here. It is on top of us already. Not great. And we feel that wave of fatigue overcome us again. Let us attempt to use magic, a lightning blast towards our enemy. Okay, and hopefully not hitting us in that process. Yeah, didn't quite work. Did not quite work. Okay, we need distance now, if we can get it. Because what we need is stamina. We're going to get Dawn back out because it's good for blocking. We feel that chill aura emanating from that Silent One. It was running from Dusk as she was running from it. One more good blast from her Megakinesis should be able to kill that thing. However, as it's close to us, it seems to be able to drain our very essence. It's back to full health. Crap. Okay. So, let's try and see if we can maybe get it to head towards us here. I mean, we could just try and blast it from a distance, because the further something flies, the more damage will be done to it. What I'm wanting to do with our Storm Shaper is just see if we can maybe get Lightning Blast to land. It has a range of 8, and of course, yep, we need to go and put that away. We could also try smiting, potentially, but for now, a Lightning Blast towards our enemy does not work. Fireball is also a valid option. We will try and send another Lightning Blast, and yet again, we lose concentration. Again, Dusk, and there we go. Yet it just reflects off of its hide, whatever hide that may be. So, Megakinesis only has a range of 1, so we need to be standing right next to the enemy when we try and strike them. That's why it's going to be dangerous for us to do that. I want to try and bait it over towards us. I need it to get closer to us so that we have the chance to send it flying further. So here's what we're going to attempt to do. I hope we can throw it far enough that this does what I want it to. Megakinesis, we're going to say shove, and we're going to go southeast. Yes, okay, we threw it entirely across the room, but we did not damage it anywhere near as much as we did before. That's concerning. That is very, very concerning. Okay, so what are we left to do then, Dusk? Break out the big guns? I feel like that's kind of the valid option here. Megakinesis does need a fair bit of stamina. That's 3 ticks of stamina. Can we get that back while we're just standing here, is my question. And will it get its health back in that time? Yep, okay. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. We're going to try and be right next to it, if we can. Because I think that made a difference. Maybe. It's very hard to tell. But we'll attempt it. Megakinesis, shove, slam it into that wall. Good damage.
but we have no stamina. Get the wand of fireballs out. Oh boy, do we have time to do this? Is there an angle in which we can get that to work? Take a step back for a second. It hasn't healed yet. It's danger close. Bam. Okay, we hit it for 57 damage. It is on fire. It is nearly dead. One more shot with the fireball wand, and it melts away. Okay, and we happily lit some fires there. I would hope. The silent one is no more. That is an achievement in itself. Dusk, well done. Now, let's move. First of all to here, and we'll be getting that stamina back, please. Hopefully, well, I was going to say hopefully we have enough time to be able to get that stamina back. That's a vine beast. So let's just move away, and we'll go and put that wand of fireballs away as well. We'll just do that by drawing out Dawn, and then we'll just go and stow that wand in our police duty belt so that we have it close at hand. Okay, get ready. The Triffid is here. Okay, I was expecting a Vine Beast. A Triffid we can attack, and we will take that out relatively quickly without too much trouble. Okay, yeah, the fire is spreading a little bit. It's not going to spread too far, though. There isn't too much for it to actually be able to catch on here. Okay, so let's go and explore this area a little bit further. It looks like we might have kind of a loading zone here. We have a Vine Beast. We have another Triffid. Now, we could just let them be, but I think it's better for our long-term survival to take action against them when we can. We've got slimes, we've got hazy clouds, and dust and grime. Really don't want to be in the exact same situation at the end of this episode that we were in the last, but hey, we're still breathing, and that is part of the challenge in Cataclysm. We're still doing it, so that means that we're winning. If we are to go into that space at all, we are most certainly going to be getting an air bubble active or waiting until we can actually get one active. Okay, Vine Beast, let's fight. And, well, that wasn't so bad. Fungalicide Triffid. And I can see another metal door, and we've got a few other friends that are here as well. I'm just going to quickly check this space here. I am more interested in areas that are around here, that are around the outskirts, that is. They seem to be minding their own business right now, so we're kind of going to leave them to it. The sprig, though, we probably will still try to attack. It looks like there are maybe some vines moving beneath the ground. We're going to give up attacking that because it's proving to be a little bit more difficult than we initially thought. And we are going to try and see if we can just phase through this wall here, and we'll see what's on the other side. Just another lab. We'll go turn our light on for now, just so we can actually see what's going on in this space. We've got some more post-its. We've got a orange one here. Remember Jake? Me neither. Who remembers? I remember Jake. Lupine sample, a slurry of community. Shall we be taking samples from this lab? Yeah, why not? Why not? And it looks like we're going to have to go and phase back, which we will do. And we'll try and... Ooh, our lifting field just dissipated. Our concentration breaks. For a brief moment, we were somewhere else, and that's what caused our concentration to drop there. So let's go get our lifting field back and active. I want to check in on these. So they're not charging at all, and I think it's probably because we need to actually be wearing them for them to be charging. Yeah, not sure, but we're not going to worry about it too much at the moment. We have our rucksack back, and our stamina too. Let's see if we have anything interesting back here. Magnesium dioxide. Lots of chemicals in this place, not many that we actually need yet. Okay, a Geiger counter and an orange post-it note. So the colors are going to be indicative of what we can expect to see on them. I think all orange are going to say the same thing, all grey ones the same again. So we'll keep an eye out for other colored post-it notes, but we're not that concerned about that. So let's just go get out of here. No point in us using our stamina for no good reason, so we're not going to teleport there because we don't need to. Those are just bathrooms, so we're not worried about that either. Mechanical mastery, we'll pick it up because there might be some mastery in there that we have yet to attain. The samples we don't necessarily need. Remember, we are looking for a bionics laboratory. We're looking for a medical area, and judging from what we've seen so far, I don't know if we're going to see that at all. We've got an interesting looking door here though, so we're going to phase through that, and on the other side of it is going to be an ocular zombie just waiting for us. Well, hello there. You have an inhaler. That may actually help us when it comes to breathing, and there's also a red post-it note. Melt down after 3 shots. Okay, 3 shots of what? Who knows? Who knows? We've just got salt water there. You were trapped in here for a while. I feel sorry for you. They obviously locked themselves in here hoping that they were going to be spared, but it was too late. They were already exposed to whatever was changing people, and they changed in there. And it looks like we've kind of reached the edge of this section, so that's good. We want to be following along the kind of bottom side of the lab here. That's where we're going to find interesting things that Dusk deems interesting, but none of that is, unfortunately. So back out into the hallway we go, checking bodies as we move. We'll take industrial ID cards because they're always going to be useful. USB drives, same kind of deal, because they could have some good stuff on them. Lots of slimes and bodies too. Just hitting Shift V is generally the best way for us to see what's going on. Some toe caps back there. We have our own, thank you. And a feline sample here. Oh, were we attacked from behind? We were. A star vampire. Okay, so star vampires are straight up Cthulhu nonsense. It is an invisible creature. It tries to fasten onto our right arm, but it cannot penetrate our armor. Thankfully, Dusk is absolutely slamming into this thing and manages to take it out. But we do have a small slime here, but that's it. Did the star vampire leave anything behind? No, it probably just kind of wasted away. We can have a look at the log though. Yeah, so we don't even see it die, but it definitely did die because it collapsed. Interesting. They have some really terrible things hidden away in this lab. So that would lead me to believe that there's gotta be some kind of reward here. We got some more samples, which, you know, I am gonna start picking up just so that we get something out of this place. Another one over here, okay. And an Eldritch Huntsman. Hello. You are a strange one, aren't you? A strange one that does put up a good fight, but not good enough. We're gonna take that gold from you, and I think something else is here. It's another star vampire. So we're gonna go right into the corner here, over by all this mechanical fluid. And we're gonna try and see if we can get into a position where we can strike this thing. Oh, we struck it then. Okay. See, I don't know where it is, but it is bleeding. Dusk is just instinctively dodging. Okay. We're just waiting. We're trying to see if we can strike anything. We might have actually killed it then. But the tricky thing is, we don't know. We don't know if we've killed it. Welcome to Eldritch Horrors, and also any enemy in Cataclysm, as they never truly know if they have killed Dusk. At least no one has succeeded yet. Not fully. Removed parts of fuse preferentially to original host. Okay, sure. We have a mouse sample in there. We're less likely to make use of that, but Dusk having more access to genetic who's-its and what's-its, surely that can't hurt anyone, right? I kind of think we've reached the edge of this section as well. Let's be very wary of that, because as we've seen, pollen doesn't seem to like to stay in one area. And we've got another huntsman. Okay, underfed and short of breath. Okay, probably because you've been huffing pollen, right? If I had to take a weird guess. A weird guess? I'd just say a wild guess. There's nothing too weird about that guess. Did you have anything? Copper. They do seem to carry, ores with them, which is interesting. I don't know if there is some lore behind that. Yeah, we're definitely moving along the edge of the map here, which again, that's where we want to be. That's where we're going to find things that are more interesting. I could be wrong. I'm operating off of old Cataclysm knowledge. And that's not always going to be correct. Sometimes right in the center of a lab, there will be something interesting, but more often than not, we find things like this on the outskirts. And what is this exactly? I think that it's another freaking railway. What level are we on though? Are we on a subway level at the moment? Kind of, but not. This is a subway station though. I wonder whether we would get more benefit from trying to make it to a different kind of lab. It's either that or we just try and make it to the very bottom of this place. I don't know what the better option is. We can always try and be a little wild. I think before we can't. Let's just try and be a little wild then. Let's try and see if we can phase directly down. We cannot teleport safely there. Okay, good to know. And that's a corrosive zombie somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but we are going to start to move because we do not like corrosive zombies, not one bit. So let's make our way down here. I think as long as we can kind of get somewhere that's relatively central in a lab, we should be able to attempt to teleport directly down a few times here. I thought that we had knowledge of what was... Oh, we have knowledge of what's on the upper level there, but not there or there. So there might actually not be a lower level. So that means that what we've discovered there, though, that is the deep subway network. That's guaranteed to give us more labs. And judging by the layout of this here, I really don't think we are going to be encountering what we want. So I think it's worth us making the executive decision to move on from here, because unless there's something tucked away in the top corner here, and hey, look, there might be. There is a double door right here. I think it's worth us exploring areas like that before we write things off, because there are generally big rewards that are given in places like this. There's a lot of risk, but you are rewarded for that risk. So let's see what we get for our troubles. And okay, no. What we get for our troubles is a vortex to hell, to the Nether, to countless silent ones. Nuke it from orbit. This place it's doomed. Okay. Well, as you can see, that is a considerable problem. Is that the kind of problem that Dusk just walks away from, though? No, not necessarily. Not before trying something. And that something is going to be a wand of fireballs that still has 20 charges, but that is a yug that is right up in our face. And I do not like that one bit. So let's just back up here for a second. Okay, it's bad in there. So let's try and see if we can make it a little less bad. We can cover quite a bit of ground here. That's good. That's a heck of an explosion, Dusk. We're going to continue to try and launch these fireballs out here. We're less concerned with the slimes. We're more concerned with the eldritch horrors. Are we doing anything to the polyps? We are. Okay, that's good to know. I don't know about the silent ones. We'll try and get rid of the things that are immediately life-threateningly dangerous to us. The fires are growing more fierce with every fireball that we launch in there. We actually dodged to the side there, so something did try to attack us then briefly. Time for another fireball. We're going to try and do it on the edge of these two flyers. They are both nearly dead, and then we just have all of these silent ones in the corner here. We're attacked by a yug. Okay, I didn't see from where exactly though. The yugs can tunnel and they can potentially paralyze us, so we need to be wary of that. Okay, we launch again, and I think we have taken out all of the flyers that were there, but there is a star vampire that is trying to attack us now. We're going to drop the wand to the ground. We're going to take Dawn back out, and we're just going to try and slash. Okay, we managed to hit the star vampire briefly there. The yug is in there. Okay, we're slashing. Okay, the yug is maybe on fire. We dropped our bag. That's not good. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, this is this is getting a little more than a little bit dangerous here. Okay, we need to move around this corner immediately. We need to get out of the line of sight of that thing. We are going to continue dodging because we are trying to dodge around the star vampire that is here. We're going to continue trying to strike it. I think it's directly beneath us. Now I think it's maybe to the side. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm having to do manual movements here. That seems to be more reliant. Okay, we took it out. We killed it. Now we need to make sure that the fire doesn't spread down to our belongings, but we need to make sure that we get some of our stamina back here. Fire is spreading in there rapidly. That portal doesn't stand much of a chance. Okay, let's make our way back here. I say that it doesn't stand much of a chance, but this thing also does have a ton of shielding, but obviously that shielding has not held. I think the Yug died because there's a lot of smoke there. There's a lot of hot air there as well, so we need to be cautious that we don't get cooked in more ways than one. So let's try and see. I think we can blast right up in that corner there, get a load of them. Okay, good damage. The silent one is damaged, so let's try and see if we can do another. And look, we do not need to be doing this, but I feel like Dusk has walked away from problems in the past. This is something that would become more than a little problem in the future. So we deal with this now. The silent ones are very, very damaged. We can't see how many are in there, but the two that we can see are on the edge of death, and I think that will have killed them. Sure enough, there is nothing there now. Things will continue to emerge from that rift, and already we have other things that are out there that are doing totally fine, and we are being hit by stuff currently. That's not good. We don't want that. Let's try and see if we can get our lifting field active, and into that lifting field goes our rucksack. It's too heavy for the lifting field? Too heavy for the lifting field. That's not correct. Apparently it's too heavy for the lifting field. Since when? Since when? Okay, we're going to use our far hand to go and pull that on over towards us. Come on, Dusk, you've got this. Okay, no you don't. You need to get closer. Far hand. Oh, that's like you just full on pick things up. Okay, let's not be stupid here. We're just going to wear this damn thing, and we need to go. We need to go right now. We are getting hit again and again by something, but we're away from the worst of it back there, and it is bad. It is very, very bad. So that's our reward. I sure do feel lucky. I don't know about you. I feel lucky that we are out of there, that we are away from there. Okay, now we are going to use our Mega Kinesis on you. It's dangerously close, I know that. Oh, okay, we dodged away, so we didn't get a chance to use it. Damn. And now we actually don't have enough stamina to use it. Okay, well, I guess we're going to get boomed here, one way or the other. All right, draw our sword. There we go. Covered in foul-smelling liquid. Wonderful. Thank you for the gift. That's yet another reward. Lucky us. Lucky us. I hope that has gone into our duty belt. I'm just going to check that. Indeed it has. Indeed it has. Okay, that's good. We're going to keep moving here. Moving and moving and moving. And here at this, we are going to phase. Or we're going to try to phase. We're carrying too much to phase. Interesting. Okay, well, we are going to need to sort out the lifting field situation, first of all. So something has changed with the lifting field and our backpack. So the lifting field is now saying that it has a maximum carrying capacity of 30 kgs, which I don't know if it did before. I think it was higher. I feel like it was far higher. So perhaps we are strained and that's causing some other kind of effect. I mean, we have a headache, a head is pounding, and we feel unwell. I'm not surprised, you know? Let's just wait a little while here. And, well, I was going to say we can get a little bit closer. We can't really. Well, we can. Maybe. Dusk is multifaceted. If for some reason her lifting field does not allow her to get out of there, she can smash her way out. Old school. Yes. She would need something with enough bash to be able to whack her way through this. Her enhanced strength would be able to help her do that. And you know what? We might even be able to do it with what we've got right now. So it's worth us at least looking at that before we do anything else. So enhanced strength. Okay, only 28. So yeah, no, I think we need to stop focusing on everything because all of our mental abilities are not as powerful as they usually are. So let's just straight up stop concentrating. Okay, and I think Dusk is just gonna have to wait a bit. But Legionnaires, that is where I'm gonna leave us for today's episode. Please do join me next week as we continue this story. This lab has tested Dusk, yet it is not the lab that she seeks. There will be another. And the railway, the subway system that we've discovered here, that will lead us to our next. And so, please do join me then. And if you enjoyed today's episode, and if you're happy to have me back here, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.